Hello crafty friends, welcome to another background busting video. Today I've selected 6 quite different backgrounds, and to get going I've used this stitched rectangle die to die cut these into nice neat stitched rectangle panels that will fill up the front of a 4x6-ish inch card. For each of these panels I'm going to die cut out some shapes, and for the most part here I've got some nesting dies. So dies that are the same shape but different sizes, they nest inside one another. And I've put them on some sticky note. You can use masking tape, washi tape, anything that is sticky and that will hold them in place nicely. For this one, I'm just going to die cut using this multi-size flower die. Pop that on there, keep it in place with a bit of low tack tape. I'm going to put this heart-shaped one on here, and I've put it at a bit of a jaunty angle, so my hearts are going to be angled slightly. That way I don't have to worry about it getting it lined up with that pattern. This one I can line up because the die extends below the post-it note and above it, so I can check that it's lined up properly. Circles you really don't have to worry about. Just going to make sure I can see where my circle is. I think in the middle that way. I've got some butterflies here, and I'm going to put those at an angle in the bottom, and I've got some banners here, and again because they're bigger than the post-it I can check that that is pretty much square on there. Now I'm going to run these through my die cutting machine, making sure to keep all the bits that come out. You might find it useful to add a shim because you've got dies that are in close proximity to one another. It can affect the way they cut, so a shim will just add a little bit more pressure. So they've all cut through really well, and what I want to do now is remove the dies, use this bit of sticky here like that, and then reinsert everything, because what I want to do next is run these through my die cutting machine with an embossing folder, and I want all the bits to be embossed. This one I don't need to run through an embossing folder because I created this one using an embossing folder, and although the die cutting has squashed the pattern a bit, you can still see that it's textured. I think I made this in my 21 ways with pigment powders video. With this one I'm going to put some sticky notes on the back, turn it over and push the flowers down onto the sticky notes. I'm hoping that's going to be enough so I don't have to do too much fiddling around with them. So I've got some embossing folders here. I'm just going to run these through. So all my backgrounds are embossed now, and I'm going to leave them in the embossing folders so that I don't lose bits. So I'm going to put that there, I like that, off to the top right a little bit. So in a minute I'm going to pop this tag up, this tag outline, up on some foam, but I'm going to place it in so that I can glue the next size down in place, because I want to alternate the dimension. I want up, flat, up, flat, up, flat, or however many times it goes. So that one is going to be up on foam, which means this one is going to be flat. So I need to glue this. I can take that out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all the gluing, and then I'm going to do all the adding of foam. Right, what I'm going to do with this one is try and keep as many of the flowers on the post-it notes as possible, because I want to be able to put them back in the right position. And I'm just going to take some high-tack PVA white glue and dot it on the bits around the flowers so that they stick and stay flat. Haven't quite decided whether I'm going to pop all the flowers up or have some sticking down. Got some non-stick paper here that I can just use to press that flat with, get everything stuck down as securely as possible without getting mucky fingerprints all over my card. And now for the foamy bit. This one is really easy. I've got some 1mm deep, 3mm wide foam tape that I can add to my frames. So now I can carefully position these in the gaps. So really these, I guess, probably qualify as eclipse cards. You could, if you wanted, not insert all the frames, all the bits. You could definitely leave some white. I rather like that look. So with these butterflies, I'm just going to put some straight bits on them. Get that lined up. Sometimes I find tweezers really helpful for positioning things. Yep, liking that. Now, with something that is curved, there are no straight lines on these circles. If you peel some of the backing off of your skinny foam, you can get it to curve a lot more easily. Just do it a little bit at a time. You can kind of run your finger around, pinch it between your fingers like that. Try not to get too stuck to it. Press it down as you go. Wow, that was almost perfect. Okay, let me see if I can figure out where this goes. With something like a circle, it's not always easy to position it back in the pattern where it came from, but I think we've done it there. Right, with this, I'm just going to cut out some little squares of foam. So I can pop a square in the middle, a square, rectangle, and then take the coordinating flower off of the post-it, and then, having dropped it, figure out which way up it's supposed to go, and then pop it in like that. You could put some foam under the other petals, might be worth doing. I think this is one of those cards that seemed like a good idea at the time, but you really wish you hadn't started it. I've got to the end of this roll, so one side of this isn't sticky. I can add glue to it to get my flowers to stick. So that might be a faster way. Now I'll add some little dots of glue onto the foam. Yeah, I like that. I also like having some of the flowers empty. But I'm just wondering about adding a few flat ones. You could, when the glue is dry on the flat ones, flick the petals up a little bit so they've got some dimension, but they're a little bit different to the ones stuck down with foam. I think that would look quite good. Yep, happy with that. I'm going to keep these in case I decide to add some more in. So I've just delved through my box of birthday sentiments and found some to add to these cards. I think these two might need something on them. I'm not sure. I quite like that one the way it is, but it might need something else. I rather like this one. So I'll put a bit of tape runner on that, and I'm going to put that across there. And it's just a nice, simple, abstract, textural, energetic birthday card. This sentiment was from a Wow Fab foiler, I think, that I foiled in gold ages and ages ago. Could definitely add maybe some foliage there or something, or an image icon stamped something if you wished. This one, I'm thinking it's your day. So that could be anything, couldn't it? It could be a birthday card, could be graduation, wedding, engagement, any kind of celebration, and maybe down there actually, down there. I think it's going to need a bit of foam underneath it. This one, let's celebrate you. And we've got a gold, let's celebrate you, which can sit on top of the hearts there. I'm thinking this butterfly card just gets, I hope all your birthday wishes come true, pre-stamped and die cut. Don't really want to put it on top of the butterfly, so I'm going to put it in the diagonally opposite corner. For these two cards, I've used this die to die cut out some rose gold hearts, and I'm going to pop those over the bits that are raised up. Right, that's those two done, I think. I don't think they need anything else done to them. With this one, I want to add crystal glaze to the raised parts of the butterfly. It does come out a little bit yellow and cloudy, but it will dry completely clear. But what I will do is, when I stop making a mess, is sprinkle some glitter on top of it. And that will get trapped inside the crystal glaze and be lovely and sparkly. I'm going to open up the card like that so it stays flat, because the crystal glaze will flow to the side if you have it on a tilt. Put some glitter in there. This is biodegradable glitter. And sprinkle that over. I'll leave that to dry somewhere safe. I'm going to do something similar with this one. This is Gold Coast Nouveau Glitter Drops. It doesn't flow as well as crystal glaze because it's not designed to. I can put some on there, and then I can just kind of smudge it around with my finger just to coat the raised area, hopefully not getting it anywhere else. Of course, I have got it everywhere else, so I can just wipe that off with a damp baby wipe. You can use a pair of tweezers or a pin or a cocktail stick to scoop up any renegade, rebellious Nouveau drops before they dry. So I think I'm just going to add some Nouveau drops, 3 there on the flat portion and 3 there, just for a bit of extra interest. And for these flowers, I'm going to add some gold. This is pale gold Nouveau drops. And in the empty flower slots, I will put some Morning Dew Nouveau drops. These dry completely clear and look like glass or water droplets. Right, there we go. That's another 6 backgrounds busted and another 6 cards made. I hope this video has given you plenty of ideas to play with. If it has, please let me know in the comments. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'll see you back here very soon for another background busting video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.